Neptune will be going over my ascendant. I can look up the days. It's inevitable. Not a bad thing. I actually have a cool thing happening with my Neptune and my ascendant and my part of fortune. The charts that I was printing right now doesn't count, doesn't show the part of fortune part or other celestial bodies that we are now talking about, like Black Moon Lilith and Vespa and whoever. But talking about Neptune going over my ascendant, it's a good thing that I'm pretty sure I have a good connection with God. And we don't even know what that is, right? But there's a complex mandala that we are involved with. And so I'm just glad I know about that. This life is pretty tough, wouldn't you say? There's a lot that just doesn't make sense as far as how that humans operate. And what I've seen, like mathematically, what has been shown to me, what makes sense does they don't there is the system is designed to run you down and keep you really so busy that you have a painful experience making money. Really, really. Because, I mean, okay, the more you make, check it out. I mean, after so long, okay, you've worked that long to make all that money. Now what? Your body is destroyed somehow. Even if it was you were sitting on a computer, there's something, you have a flat ass now, you're fat, maybe you're out of shape, you can barely make it up a fucking step. But you have nearly $1 million. Big deal. And you can't even spend it. You're fucking paranoid about it. It's just... I'm grateful for what little life I was able to have here, as far as um, the expression and the feelings that I'm getting. And I plan on sharing my experience that I've had. Like, let's say, since my mom died, on that day I had a mystical experience. She showed me something. And then after that, it was, that was like the opening that was the beginning. And then there's just so many things that I can talk about that includes pretty much an experience that sounds like my mom came back in a spaceship, was a little tiny dot in the sky and interacting with this thing. It was an experience that I had that, on top of other experiences before then, like visions, but this was, I saw an object in the sky, might as well have been a balloon, but it wasn't, and it wasn't Venus, because Venus, I knew, I'm an astrologer, and I knew, well, no, Venus is ahead of the sun, and the sun is over there, and what's that? And no, I knew what it was, because I heard my mother call me from the damn thing, and that's why I cranked my head and looked up. Mom? It was like, Shana, she was excited. Like she was going to give me some strawberries with whipped cream on it or something. Like, Shana, take this or something. And I was like, huh? And I was about to step up onto the step, and I look and I see it, and the whole thing, the whole interaction was whether or not that I can see it. And I was like, yeah. And I could swear there was like transmissions. It's like confirm, and then the main thing was confirm. Can you see it? And I was like, yeah, Mom. And I gathered that she was not alone, but I was looking at this little point. That's where she was. And I said, and I am not going to take my eyes off of you. They wanted to know if I could see it. And first of all, I can hear, and I just look way up in the sky. Hard to tell if it was just outside. To me, it was an object sitting just outside the Earth's atmosphere, where how you can see, like Venus, sometimes in the daytime, or you can see a satellite in the daytime. You can see the space station. But this was stationary, was not a balloon, and I was like, okay. And my mom called me to it. I heard her voice go, Shana, Shana, and great. I mean, it was amazing experience. I mean, it was just all I can know. Like, why did it happen? They just wanted to know if I can see it. And then once they found out, and I said yes, and I'm not going to take my eyes off of you until you leave. And I never even blinked. I was like, uh-huh. I was staying still, just going, yeah. And then it was like just a little time, like 15 seconds, but to me, I can remember everything, like slow motion. And they said, okay, confirm she could see us. And then once they said that, and the whole energy pulled away in the communications, and that little tiny speck just backed up and went away, vanished. And so I'm proceeding to go up the steps into my house, and my grandma was still alive at the time, and I'm supposed to just treat it like a normal old day, going in and talking to her. No, I just told her what happened, and in a way, I mean, if you knew my grandmother, she understood. She understood. She was like, like she has, my grandmother was really hip about a lot of things. And inside of her room, I found a little packet about the, as well as space weaponry, the weather control operations, and the chemtrails and all that stuff. Little pamphlet was like quiet weapons for silent wars, or silent weapons for quiet wars, or something like that. Little tiny packet stapled together of these patents, and of researched patents of this and that for what. And I found that. I have it over there, packed in this little tiny. It was in her room, and she didn't leave much behind at all. As far as like her, the stuff. It's just a bunch of writings. I just found a writing just now that she had planted an envelope in the trailer in a book, and I opened it, and there it was. And I wish I could show you what it says now. It's something like, Isn't isn't it a blessing to be able to be here now, carefree? And the way she drew here now, it's like you can kind of see her in there, but then the E is different, and then there's the N-O, and then she put a little face, and I'm like, have a good day, babes.